Do the days kind of bleed together when you're in training camp and the work that you guys put in?
Yeah, pretty much. You wear the same clothes, you have the same schedule, regardless if you set your alarm. If it's a kind of a recovery day and you're not practicing, you're still up here early, and it's yeah, they run together, but hopefully you get up and you make some progress, which, going into day 5 tomorrow, I think that's been the case so far. So far so good. It's still very early. I mean, 2 days in pads and full pads tomorrow. So, every day we get out there, we'll learn a little bit more.
What has been your focus for this offense in the early stages of camp? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer is everything, obviously, but it's installation. We've as talk my first day 1 meeting with the guys is like, we've done a lot of football up until this point this year. With our winter OTAs and spring football, summer OTAs, and now going into camp. So this is like the 4th time we've really installed it. Some guys were here in the spring, some guys didn't get here until the summer. So, individually it might be their 2nd time, or it may be their 4th time. So we should really have a pretty good understanding of what to do, but it's still installation. It's still installation, but there's a lot of technique stuff. I get irritated when guys don't know how to line up or they don't know their assignment. That really irritates me because we have installed it 4 times, right? So at this point, it should be more about, proper technique and getting into, making good decisions and starting to work on situations and then putting guys in position to be able to make plays, and so it varies from player to player, just the overall aspect of it where, just trying to figure out what the best lineup is and what we do best.
What's the significance of, Coach just told us about Markway, the injury. What's the significance of that in your mind?
Well, I don't know because I've never coached him. I coached him 1 day in no pads. I wanted to coach him. He's such a great kid, man. My heart goes out to him. He's been through a lot, and I've got to know him as a human, but I've never coached him. His numbers, his testing numbers from the spring or summer were really good. He ran a corner route, and I looked at it, I was like, something didn't look right on that, and he like kind of double clutched it, and I was like, that didn't look very good. That's not how that route's supposed to happen. I went up to him, I go, you good? He goes, yeah. And he went back in there and he finished practice, and he went through the run through, and he's like, something's not right, and so they went and got him an MRI, and he's done. I feel really bad for him. Was really excited about coaching him because his numbers are like, that's what you look for in a tight end, but I don't know. We have a good group of tight ends. How big of a blow that is, I don't know. It's always about what's next. I when I went up to Mac, I was like, this what's next. Coach talks about what's next all the time. I mean, in the coaching world, it's always somebody's got next something, next play, next opportunity, next guy up. I mean, there's always that. Coach rules what's next. And we talk about it all the time. And I go to Mac, I go, hey man, I really don't know what to say. It's about what's next, and he goes, he's been through it. And so he goes, yeah, I guess it's God's plan, and so, just here for him. But from the tight end perspective room, we still got 6 other guys that all have potential that will get better. They've got better every day, and we're going to be okay at that position. The other part of the what's next is injuries happen. You got to prepare for that at every position. And unfortunately, that was just for that young man.
What do you want to see out of Dylan? Maybe like Saturday at that open practice. What have you seen so far, and what do you want to see by the end of camp?
Just keep controlling the game. I've said this before. His football knowledge is advanced, and so we're putting a lot of things on him from going to the line of scrimmage and looking and seeing what's going on and getting us in the best play. Okay, and he can do that at a very high level. So, the leadership stuff, that's been awesome. The conditioning has been awesome. His rapport with people is awesome. The timing with the receivers is getting better, but managing the offense and getting us into the right play is what I'm looking at. And he's doing a great job of it. And I keep giving him situation after situation after situation within just a play, not the situation in the game, but just within the play, to where he's got to look and read defenses and get us into a better place if he can, which will make us better, make us more efficient if he can continue to get better at that.
Lyndon Meyer mentioned you telling the guys don't get tired of the routine play. Do you see them growing in that understanding, Dylan, maybe in particular with that?
Yeah, I mean, one of our goals as an offense is to become a little bit more explosive. With more explosive bodies, I think that'll naturally happen. Okay, but that's not what we're going to obsess over. We're not going to be reckless with our play calls just to try to get explosive plays. That will come situationally. That will come. Where that really shows up and your yards per play go up is just routine play after routine play after routine play. If it's a check down for 5 yards, that's good. That's better than an incompletion, right? Or that's better than a sack. So just focus on routine plays, taking what the defense gives you. If you do that consistently, those routine plays turn into big plays with good players. And I think we have good players that can turn routine plays into big plays. That will help your yards per play, and that will help your explosive plays as well.
What do you want to see from that running back position? You got Emmett, but what needs to happen for maybe somebody else where you feel really good about the number 2 and even number 3 situation?
Yeah, we've had this discussion in this room a bunch, and I know that's on everybody's mind with just depth. I mean, look, that position, I've said it, and I keep saying it, you're getting to number 2 quick. You're getting to number 3 pretty quick, and you're probably going to get to number 4, and it may happen in the first half of the first game. So better get some of those other guys ready to go. I have been